tomorrow night at Pittodrie, under the lights, Aberdeen continue on their journey to hopefully what will be to retain the Scottish Cup. But it's not going to be easy. It's a sense of deja vu, because this time we welcome Motherwell to Pittodrie after having lost 2-0 against the Steelmen only on Sunday. Kick-off tomorrow evening at Pittodrie is at 19:45. Hello everybody, a very warm welcome to Ali Beg ABTV this Tuesday night ahead of our game against Motherwell tomorrow in the Scottish Cup. So tonight, come and tell me how you're feeling ahead of the game. Do you feel confident or not? I am not overly confident. I have to be honest. What I'm worried about is the fact that we continually pass up the chances that we create. I don't really know what's going on. Against Livingston, I kind of thought we'd sorted it. But then we've kind of fallen off a cliff since then. In front of goal particularly. So I am a little bit concerned about the approach tomorrow night. I hope I'm wrong. Of course I hope I'm wrong. Oh my God, I'd like nothing more than to be wrong. But I just have a really horrible feeling about it. I don't like feeling like this. You know, I like to go into games feeling very optimistic. Always like to go into games feeling confident that we'll get a win. But look, it's a one-off game. Kevin Nisbet has come out and said it tomorrow night is their Scottish Cup final. And I think he's absolutely right. And I think for us to get over the line tomorrow to then go to Dunfermline in the quarterfinals with what an opportunity to get to the semi-finals and another trip to Hampden, the players are going to have to be absolutely bang on tomorrow night. Here's the team that I've gone with. I never like doing this. So, Jack Milne's back. I'm sticking Jack in. I'm sticking him in instead of the boy Morrison. I'm going to stick with Tom McIntyre to play alongside Jack Milne tomorrow. But I think it'll still be Alexander Jensen on one side, Mitchell Frame on the other. I'm going to stick with Afisa Ruma in the middle, despite the fact that the skipper's back and available. The only other change that I've made, I wasn't overly convinced by Ulasanya on Sunday. I wasn't convinced at all. The least number of touches from any player on the pitch who played 90 minutes. So what I've done is I've swapped him for Kenan Bilalovic. But basically the team is almost as it was against Motherwell from Sunday, with just those one or two changes that I've made. Here's your match facts ahead of the game, all Scottish Cup related. So Aberdeen head into this game having never beaten Motherwell at home in the Scottish Cup. The two sides have met each other 16 times in the competition, 6 wins each, 4 draws. This will be the 4th meeting between the two sides this season, with Motherwell winning 3 and the other being a draw. The referee tomorrow night is John Beaton. The man on VAR taking care of everything there is Chris Graham. I'm going to get your comments on in just a moment, but before we do that, let's just gently remind ourselves that Ali Beg ABTV is brought to you and supported by Saltire Energy. They offer a number of services for the oil and gas industry, particularly rentals, torquing, testing, refurbishment and welding. No doubt, if you are in the oil and gas industry, surely there is something there that could help your business flourish alongside Saltire Energy. Right. Come on, Ali. Get it sorted, son. Right. There. Let me click on. Let me bring it down a bit and let's see how we're all doing tonight. Going to hear from the interim manager in just a moment. And also, in just a moment, I'm going to introduce you to a chap who's a huge Aberdeen fan, and he is a racehorse trainer. I know nothing about horse racing, I have to be honest, but I've spoken to Ben today because I think you will find it of interest. It is Aberdeen related, don't worry. I found it quite fascinating, if I'm being honest. And we found some parallels between horses and football players. Go figure. So I'll bring that to you in just a wee moment. But first, let's get your thoughts on. Cameron Young says, good evening, Ali. Crucial cup tie tomorrow against Motherwell. Really hope we can get revenge from Motherwell tomorrow and make it into the quarterfinals against Dunfermline. And Cameron's going through tomorrow. Good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. Has to be a must-win tomorrow if the Dons want more glory days back at Hampden. They've got to beat them. Simple as that. Let's not forget they put us out the League Cup earlier in the year as well. Well, earlier in the season. David Hoyne says, good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. A must-win game tomorrow or the season is over. That is my biggest concern. I have to be honest. This is what worries me so much. Is that if we go out, personally speaking, I think that's the season over. In February. Which is a shocking indictment of where we are at the moment. That should never, ever, ever be the case for a club our size. That the season is over in February. That we have nothing to play for. Yes, we've got some very difficult games coming up, which could creep us further towards the bottom. But for me, there's absolutely no fear of that. I have no fear whatsoever about that. But this stage of the season, we should be competing at the higher levels of the league. And we are nowhere near it. So I'm just really worried that the season is going to peter out. It's going to become a damp squib. Attendances will drop. We'll lose any feel factor, good feel factor that we had after the Scottish Cup win. And it's just going to become a damp squib. And to be honest with you, that would be my team talk tomorrow night. It's like, lads, you've still got so much to play for. Beginning tonight. Them out there. That's who you should be playing for. Gordon Keith Ritchie says, good evening all. It's a must win tomorrow or the season is over. We have to take our chances. Scott Bowie says, have a feeling the game will go to extra time tomorrow night and Aberdeen winning it in extra time. Oh, fella, please don't say that. I'm coming on air tomorrow as soon as the game finishes, which will, if it finishes in regulation time, will be round about 11 o'clock my time in the evening. I don't want to be going on at 11:30, 11:45. I've got to be up at 3 a.m. to catch a flight from Munich. No, Scott. No, fella. Al Hay says, well, dandies, it's a season-defining game tomorrow. Win, and we could be looking at a Hampden return. Lose, and apart from a miraculous return to the top six, the season fizzles out. Scott came back to say we'd really make one or two changes to the team. Milne for Morrison, hey, and Bilalovic for Ulasanya, fella. Mainly so, Jensen has done some cover at right back. Al Hayes just asked me what my team is. Just showed it, fella. What do you think? Liam Miller says, tickets not exactly flying off the shelves by the look of things. Need the players to start putting in decent performances again and get the fans back in, starting from tomorrow night, from minute 1. Completely agree, Liam. Straight at them. Straight in. Suze is here, wishing you a good evening, as is Neil. Graham says, lots of games coming up thick and fast, so presumably changes. Lots of the new players will need their time managed. Neil ABZ1 said, fingers crossed for a good game and a win tomorrow night. John Grant says, hopefully we can take some of our chances and get the win, but it will depend on a team performance with no passengers. Shinnie and Milne should give us a bit more match fitness and experience. Bob Duff, how are you, Bob? Good evening all, still no manager, imminently my arse, he says. Ben Finn, tomorrow should not be hard if we finish our chances. Richard Mickey McMillan quite simply says, come on you Reds, let's do this. Matthew Coles wishing you a good evening. Some positives from Sunday, but we really need to start winning games. Bob says, Bratfight must start, end of conversation. Phil McLean says, hopefully we can defend what is ours, not so confident though. Right, we shall come back to your comments. But let's get the interim manager on. He spoke to the press earlier today as you would expect, to answer a number of questions. And as always, as you would expect, with what's going on with the new manager, those questions were fired at him as well. So this was Peter Leven talking earlier today.
Thoughts going into this weekend?
Looking forward to it. Obviously we just played Motherwell. But again, as I said to the boys today, we're the holders, we want to defend it, we want to get to the final again and win it.
2-0 defeat to Motherwell just then. How do you make sure that doesn't happen again? You get the better of them this time.
Got to take our chances. I think everybody's seen that we'd enough chances. Obviously, they had a couple of chances as well, but I thought second half we'd clear-cut chances to get back in the game. Obviously, it's frustrating for the first goal because we watched it back. It was a clear handball. The ball doesn't leave the box because it struck his arm. The ref doesn't see it. That's really frustrating because we know how important it is in this league when you get the first goal. The chances you're going to win the game are high, so it's frustrating to lose that way. But no, there was a lot of positives from the game that we can go on and cause Motherwell problems tomorrow.
Aberdeen have won just one of their last 9 league matches. Does the cup bring a wee bit of a welcome break from that?
Possibly. It's been difficult. I'm not going to lie, but we've got to take the positives from the last game performance. But again, it's about winning games at the business end of the season, and the most important thing is making sure we're still in the cup come Thursday.
You mentioned it is the business end of the season. It's starting to get pretty busy, isn't it? How are you tackling that?
Yeah, it was good to get the new boys game time, to get them in and see what they can do. Some positive performances, and just making sure that they're ready and going again. And again, it's a game every 2 or 3 days now, which is challenging, but that's why we've got a squad.
It's looking like you'll be in charge probably until the end of the season now. What have you been told about your own position going forward?
Nothing yet. As I said, I'm taking it game by game and day by day. Listen, that's a question for above me just now, but listen, I'm just going to take it day by day.
How confident are you that you can get Aberdeen's season back on track heading into that really critical part of the season now?
No, listen, since I've taken over, there's been signs there that we can get back. Obviously, the Livingston game, parts of the game at the weekend were really good against a good Motherwell side, but it's just getting that consistency and doing it for majority of the game.
We obviously had that bit of disruption with the bad weather. How is the pitch looking ahead of this weekend?
I've not been up to Pittodrie, but I've heard that it's really good. They've obviously cut out the bit that it was damaged by the water and the sand that we put on it, but I think it's been cut out and been replaced, so we've not been on it for a few weeks, so hopefully it's in good condition.
What are you expecting from Motherwell this time?
Again, we know how they play. It'll be a tough game. They're a very good team. They're in good form. But no, listen, we're at home, so we've got to take the game to them. We've got to play our way. And again, it's all about getting in the next round.
Perfect. Just lastly, team news?
Just Stuart Armstrong won't make it tomorrow.
So that was the interim manager speaking earlier today to the gathered media. So just to confirm that Stuart Armstrong will be missing for tomorrow's game. It looks like Max Canusta will be missing as well. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that Matt will be back soon rather than later, I have to be honest. Keep your thoughts coming in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman called Ben Lund, who spent most of his childhood in Aberdeenshire, out in New Deer, and now lives in Somerset. And what he is now is a race horse trainer. And the reason that I've got him on is because, believe it or not, he has named a horse after an Aberdeen legend. So I went to have a wee chat with him to find out why. Welcome to the show for the very first time, Ben Lund. Hi Ben, it's really nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. Pleasure to be on.
Absolute pleasure. We're going to talk about Zero Alley in just a moment, but let's go right back to your youth, because you actually grew up in Aberdeenshire, and at one point you were a season ticket holder at Aberdeen. You must have some really good memories of your time as a kid.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, well, to be honest with you, obviously, I was brought up in a small farm just outside New Deer. I went to Mintlaw Academy. I did actually briefly go to Ellen Academy, which I believe you went to as well. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Right.
So through school, yeah, I followed Aberdeen. I've always been a big football fan. I used to jump on the supporters bus and attend as many games as I could when I was a kid, and had a season ticket for the Richard Donald stand, and yeah, no, some good memories. I went to some memorable games, and yeah, enjoyed it. And I miss it, to be honest with you, because I've not been for a very long time. I'd like to go back again when I can, but obviously it's a long way to go from where I'm based at the moment. And with the horses, it's a big commitment. Yeah, you've got to take care of them all the time, so it's difficult to get away. But yeah, one day I'd like to get back and see some games again. Hopefully when I play a bit better.
You're based in Somerset, right?
Yeah, been
Yeah.
down here for quite a long time now, actually. Well, basically, I left school when I was 15 and moved away down south. Been various areas in the south. I've been down here, I suppose, in Somerset for about 15 years now. I
Okay.
suppose probably close to 20 now, actually. So I've got family and everything down here, and this is where I've got my business.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that because you've got your own horse racing company, Ben Lund Racing. What I'm interested to know, Ben, is when I was reading through your all your information and you're having a look at your website, I was really intrigued by saying that you kind of almost specialised with quirkier types of horses. What does that mean?
Well, horses obviously they've got their own minds. Some of them are easy to train and enjoy the work, and yeah, very straightforward. And there's others that can just, like I say, just be a little bit quirky. You've got to just treat them a little bit differently, do different things to sort of sweeten them up a bit.
A bit like football players.
Yeah, a bit like football players. Yeah, very similar actually. Because I mean, along with the football players, some of them from a young age will show the instant talent, and it'll just come naturally. And then others just need a little bit more nurturing, and you've got to try and do things a bit differently to get a bit more out of them. But yeah, some just need time. Like I say, some it's instant. With us, obviously being a very small yard, taking on the big guns, they can go out and spend hundreds of thousands on horses, whereas we've got to sort of wheel and deal a little bit, and sometimes take on these quirkier types that the bigger yards don't want, and just so it's a bit of a challenge, and it can be rewarding to sort of try and get the best at them.
Well,
So.
Hitcham Zero Alley was certainly a quirky player. So is that the reason why you named one of your more quirkier horses after our legend?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that in there. I mean, obviously, a lot of these horses, particularly when they're starting out, like this horse is, they don't have a racing name. So you have to think of a racing name. And quite often, people will be quite boring with these names. And I thought we'd go for something slightly different. And like you say, the horse, he has got a little bit of a quirky side to him, but also we believe he's got a little bit of talent as well.
Okay.
So hopefully he can live up to the name and show some of the magic that the player did.
Is he actually racing at the moment?
He's not racing yet. No, I'll be
Okay.
honest with you. He's only a 4-year-old. He's a national hunt racehorse, so he'll race
Okay.
over the jumps. So they tend to start racing a little bit later than the flat race horses do. The flat horses, they'll start racing at 2, whereas the jump horses, they won't start racing until they're about 4. So he's just entered full training now. He'll be ready for his first race probably end of March, beginning of April. So it's quite exciting, yeah, seeing how he develops over the coming months. And
So was Hitcham a hero of yours? Hence why you sort of decided to go with that name?
he was, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I had some good memories. I know, obviously, the team weren't fantastic at the time when he was in there on the Skovdal. But there were some good days. I mean, I did go to the 2 cup finals in the 99-2000 season. Yeah, obviously the memorable one when Robbie Winters went in the goals. Yeah, so I did attend them games, and like I say, in general, the team weren't fantastic back then, but there were some highlights, and obviously he was one of the highlights. I'll be honest, at the time, Stavrum was actually my favourite player.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know he was nothing flash about him. He was a bit of a poacher, but he'd score plenty of goals. We could do something like him now, really. But
Cool.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, but obviously Zero Ali, I mean, some of the goals he scored and just the magic, and with him, it was just natural, wasn't it? He was just natural talent. So,
Yeah. So Ben, if anybody's interested, how can they keep an eye on Zero Alley's progression? What's the
yeah,
best way to do
well,
it?
well, we've got the Facebook page,
Okay.
so there are updates on there. But also for members, if anybody was interested in getting involved, we've got a WhatsApp group, and on the WhatsApp group there'll be regular updates, pictures and videos, and we'll keep you updated on his progress. But I mean, to be honest with you, if anybody was just interested in general, they can always contact me, and I would give them an update.
Okay.
On how he's going. The club, it's only a small club. I mean, the main aim of it is it's a cheap way of getting involved in a racehorse, because obviously it's an expensive thing to be involved in generally, but this is only £20 a month, and for that there's actually 2 horses in the club. There's another one as well, so you'd be involved in 2 horses, and when they run you get tickets to go racing, and as I say, you get regular updates and everything as well. So it's quite good. It's a bit of fun, and it's a good bunch of people involved. So
Brilliant. Ben, listen, it's been absolutely fantastic having you on. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and the very best of luck with Zero Alley, and we'll definitely keep an eye on how he's doing.
Thank you very much. No.
All right, mate.
Cheers.
Take care of yourself.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
your time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. There you go. Thanks so much for coming on, Ben. So if you want to find out a little bit more about Zero Alley, then just go to Ben Lunn Racing. That's where you need to go, on the Facebook page and the website as well. And what we'll do is, over the coming weeks and months, we'll just keep an eye on how Zero Alley is doing and report back. Right, guys, let's get back to your comments. Right, where are we? Neil Strachan is here. Good evening, Ali. I think Aberdeen will win on penalties. Oh my God. Don't, fella. Andrew says, I feel torn between hope and realism. We need the players to dig deep and run their hearts out for the club, the fans and each other. Completely agree, mate. Howard Fowley says, no way should Jensen start. Not physical enough and always plays back the way. Not defensive enough in his thinking. Sue says, if we can take our chances. Completely agree. James Jappy says, got to move inside the box, to slow, nobody fast enough, been the same all season, not confident at all, he says. Alexander Drummond is wishing you all a very good evening. Right, bear with me. Where are we? There we go. Okay, Stephen Cowie says, it's doable, Ali, but everything needs to go for us. Yeah, I know, mate, I know. Right, Bob came back to say, the more I read last Friday's announcement about the Dot coming back, which had the managerial update, it makes no sense. Even grammatically, it's nonsense. Hope to announce the new manager imminently. Doesn't make sense, he says. Dave B says, I'd throw Loban in, but we need to sort out covering Longolo as Ulasanya didn't mark him. Okay, yep. Ben Finn says, new manager, when? Question mark. The Mad Ferret says, good evening all. Hopefully we can get a good result tomorrow and fingers crossed for the win. John Smith said, scrap one up front. It hasn't worked for us so far. We can't pass it into the net. We're not Man City or Barca. We're barely even Aberdeen at this point. Yep, nice. Callum Benzes says, thanks for all the good work, Ali. I've lost faith this season and right now I'm just hoping we can get to the end of it and stay up. It's hard to see us retaining the cup. Yeah. Bob Duff is coming back. Bob's not happy. He's really not happy. Hornland has still to agree to come here, so I've no idea where the imminent comment came from. Neil came back to say he thinks it could be a 4-3-3 formation tomorrow. That's what he's hoping for anyway. Paul Hannon is here. How are we doing, Paul? Looking forward to the cup game tomorrow night. Our Scot is a mascot. Brilliant. Al Hay says, I can't believe what the press are saying that Alfie Bavidge is not being offered a new contract. Why are we not keeping and bringing through our good young players? I have to be honest. That one's baffled me. I have to be honest. I don't get that one at all. Graham Gibb says, Ali, we finish 11th and we will clip that statement. I have no fear of us ending up down there. Tempting fate, boy, he says. Oh no, Steve Williamson's just messaged. Hi Ali, my good friend and friend of your show very recently and suddenly died. He loved your show. Rest in peace, Johnny. Oh Steve, I'm so sorry, mate. Man, that's awful. Can you do me a favour? Can you get in touch with me personally, please, mate? Can you DM me? And please pass on everybody's condolences and love to Johnny's family. Oh, man, that is so sad. But thank you for letting us know, Steve. I really appreciate that. Please send the love to the family, yeah? Man. Okay, let's get back to your comments. Bob came back to say, see the Scottish Cup last May. After that day, the club got complacent. The pre-season was a joke. The club just packed up their tents. I think Bob is 100% spot on. Thank you for commenting and reacting to Steve's post. Thanks, guys. Bob says, quite simply, signed Yenge, ditched Babbage. Well done, Aberdeen. Just can't argue, can you? Jackson 1903 says, me and my pals are going to the game tomorrow, and the one thing we all don't want is extra time. You've seen enough that the players aren't fit enough, and if it goes to extra time, honestly, I can't see us doing anything. Scott Bowie says, I think the game will be tight tomorrow as we can't just go gung-ho and get caught on the counter, which is why my thoughts are extra time. Yeah. Calvin Ryle is here. Good to find your channel, Ali. Great content. Thank you, fella. Come on, Dons, get the Motherwell hoodoo over with. Bob Dove says, again, Bob, this is so weird. I thought about this today. I kid you not. Bob says this, where's Lutz? Why are the press asking leaving about the new manager when Lutzy should be getting rolled out to field those questions? Do you know, mate, honestly, I swear to God, I thought about that earlier today. When I saw the press conference clip on socials, and I thought to myself, he's always going to say the same thing. He's always going to say, I'm just going day by day until I'm told otherwise. So why don't we just roll Lutz out to find out what's going on? Thanks, Bob. Coco Rooney says, don't think we can get relegated, but never relax about that. Yeah. I think it's fine. Right, just at this stage, before we carry on with your comments, a quick word of thanks from our sponsor, Finmori.
Finmori has just made its first community donation, £500, to support the Mugga project at McRobert Park Association in Fogie, or Aberharder in Aberdeenshire. A Mugga is a multi-use games area which, in plain terms, is a safe, all-weather space where people can play football and other sports all year round. It's not for one team and it's not for one age group. It's for the whole village, kids, teenagers, adults, everyone, and it gives a place where people can positively play and be together. I also want to say a huge thank you to the ABTV subscribers and members. The response has been phenomenal to 2 stars, and the proceeds from those of you who have bought 2 stars or have bought Aeon are already going straight into community causes like the Mugga and Fogie. Because it's this sort of thing that makes a difference. And it's these sort of places where clubs like Aberdeen can find their next Jack Milne or their next Dylan Logan. You are genuinely making a tangible difference by supporting ABTV and Finmori, and Ali and I would like to say thank you.
Yeah, we certainly are. Thank you so much. And if you want to find out a little bit more about what David is doing with Finmori, there is the website. Honestly, he's doing remarkable work. I really hope you can jump on board and support him. If you are a music lover, you should really check out his album. I'm not just saying this, guys. Honestly, I'm not just saying this to blow smoke up anybody's backside. The album is quite simply superb. It's one of the best albums that I've heard in years, and it's all Scottish-centric, which I absolutely love. And he's giving an opportunity to people to take a step on a ladder. He's giving people an opportunity to do something that for them might have only ever been a dream. David is now giving this opportunity through Finmori. So if you are looking to break into the music industry or find your way there, this could be your opportunity. Go to Finmori, check out what he's doing. This could be for you. Guys, if you are going to the game tomorrow, just a wee word about the programme tomorrow. So the original programme is on sale. The front cover, of course, has always been done brilliantly by Dolly Digital. The content, always superbly edited by Malcolm Panton. But also tomorrow night, you don't just get that one, you get this one as well. So you're going to get an extra programme to go with the original, all for £4. How about that? So an up-to-date programme to go with the old one from the game that was postponed a week ago or so. So don't forget, pick up your copy of Red Match Day if you're heading to the game tomorrow. Guys, we're only a couple of days away. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Been speaking to Niall and Adam today to get some stories that we can tell during this evening at the Douglas Hotel, supporting the Beats and Cancer charity. Honestly, this is going to be such a laugh. The stories that they've told me today, which we're going to include, have had me rolling. Honestly, knees buckled, tears down the face. It's going to be absolutely superb. The story about Russell Anderson's jacket, oh my God, I swear to God, you will not believe it. Please come along Friday night. There's still tickets available. Just before we get back to your comments, don't forget that Ali Beg ABTV is also brought to you by Quipco International, who service the oil and gas industry. They offer a number of manufacturing and repair services and products. out of a purpose-built facility in Abu Dhabi. So if you are in the oil and gas industry and you see anything there that helps you, get in touch with me. I'll put you in touch with Quipco, or feel free to go to them direct, quipco.com. Right, back to your comments. Dave B says, despite what my head says, I have a weird, confident feeling for tomorrow night. Scott Bowie says, is it just me, or does Peter look a bit dejected in the pressers? Maybe get the doc to do one the next time. It's not a bad shout. Barry Cooper says, good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. I am usually quite upbeat for a cup game, as it's the old cliche, Ori off. But I ain't looking forward to this one. We need to show more. Into them, straight from the top. Alexander Drummond, mate, I'll read out your message. Did you know that Carlson was on 27 grand a week while here? I was shocked. He wasn't, mate. He absolutely wasn't. Trust me. That was a video that was doing the rounds on social media that was complete and utter fabrication. I wanted to do my due diligence on that. Because when I first saw it, I was like, geez, peace, really? So I actually got in touch with one of the players' agents and I said, have you seen this video doing the rounds? And he went, yes, I'm fully aware of it. And I said, well? And he went, aye, all right, Ali. He says, I wish. It's nonsense. He was not on 27 grand a week. John Moore says, we have to roll the dice to see how tomorrow goes. Nothing to lose and everything to gain. Not confident, but let's just give it a go. Neil Strachan says, think we could win in normal time. However, we could win on penalties. Come on, Aberdeen, let's do it, he says. Dave B says, quite simply, Lutz is not coming out because the club don't want to answer about the manager. I'm convinced Hornland is not the incoming manager. He was on the shortlist for sure, but I don't think it's a done deal. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for all the lovely comments that you've left for Steve in regarding to Johnny's poor passing. God, man, I can't believe that. Thank you for doing that. It's very, very gracious of you all, as you always are. You really, really are. Right, so where are we? All that's left to say really is the best of luck to the lads tomorrow. We just have to take our chances. It's so simple. That will be the difference. We just have to take our chances and we have to mark their runs. We have to match them into the box. They're going to do exactly what they did against us on Sunday, I think, personally. So we have to match them. We've just got to take our chances and you just never know. So guys, tomorrow night, as soon as the whistle blows, we'll be here. Come and join us if you can. It'd be great to have your company very late on before we all hit the kip. So take good care of yourselves. I'll see you again tomorrow. If you're going to the game tomorrow, safe travels. Thanks, guys. Stand free. Bye for now.